Hello, and welcome to the video for today. We will investigate the trip of cod, which is considered to be one of the most expensive seafoods extracted from the icy sea. Dexterity and a high level of knowledge are required for each phase, beginning with the careful preparation that takes place before the trip and continuing on to the modern fishing techniques and advanced processing technology. The fisherman works tirelessly throughout the day and night, braving the surf and the hard circumstances of the ocean in order to bring the most recently caught snowfish. I invite you to accompany me on a journey that begins with the ship leaving the quay and ends with the product being packed in a contemporary processing factory, where every stage is manufactured using cutting-edge technology. The journey starts at the bustling harbor, where fishermen can get ready for the expedition that will take them out to sea for a number of days. The initial step is the preparation of the gadget. The lengthy fishing line is put through a series of rigorous tests to ensure that there is no weak spot or potential failure point. GPS, radar, and sensor navigation systems are installed on the fishing boats so that they can locate fish that are deep within the water. Tools used by fishermen, such as ropes, netting, and rescue devices, are meticulously evaluated and validated. Water for drinking, food, and medication are also carried, with sufficient quantities to last the entire fleet for a number of days at sea. In addition to being a job, this is also a significant duty, and all of the preparations need to be carefully considered in order to guarantee both safety and efficiency. The pressure and anticipation that permeate the environment are palpable. In order to ensure that the vessel is prepared to confront the tough obstacles that are encountered at sea, fishermen inspect the engine, the communication system, and all of the necessary equipment. As soon as they leave the wharf, they are aware that their safety is dependent on the preparation that they have made. Those who are willing to conquer the sea are the only ones who can handle its harshness. Following the appearance of dawn, the ship gradually departed from the wharf and began to glide across the blue water. When the chilly breeze from the sea blows into your face, it brings with it the briny flavor of the great ocean. The fishermen set off on their expedition with a clear head, despite the fact that they are aware that the ocean is always full of unexpected shocks around every corner. They are continually keeping an eye on positioning gadgets and radar in order to hunt for indications of snowflakes that are migrating there. The experience and sensitivity of fishermen is still the most significant component, despite the fact that these technologies are successful in providing helpful assistance. They might be able to identify the indications of the fish by observing minute shifts in the flow of the water stream or by observing other aspects that the equipment is unable to quantify. Once the location of the fish has been identified, the lengthy procedure of fishing may then begin. To be successful in this work, you need to be careful and meticulous. There are hundreds of hooks attached to the fishing line, and it is slowly dropped into the water. It is essential to correctly bait each hook in order to enhance the likelihood of successfully catching fish. Over the course of the water, the fishing rope, which was hundreds of meters in length, floated. At this point, it is time to exercise patience. On the train, there is a palpable sense of anticipation to the air. The angler pays great attention to each and every vibration that the fishing line provides. The occurrence of a hook being shocked is an indication of coating. It is not an easy task to draw the fish out of the water. A vigorous struggle was put forth by the large fish, which resulted in the fishing line vibrating fiercely. The fishermen need to work together in a fluid manner, make use of specialized equipment to grasp the fish, and place it on the deck without breaking the hook or causing any other harm. The fishermen's hilarious cheers were heard when each cod was brought to the surface. On the other hand, the work does not end there. Fish must be treated as soon as possible in order to maintain their freshness. Even when the waves are getting stronger and stronger, the fishermen continue to work without stopping. Even with all of its roughness, the water only serves to strengthen their resolve and strengthen their connection with one another. Using a lengthy fishing line to fish is a method that might be considered an art form, In order for fishermen to successfully pull a huge batch of fish, they need to precisely calculate each step. It is necessary to release the fishing line at a specific speed in order to prevent the fish from being broken or falling to the bottom of the ocean at any point. At the moment when the fish start to bite, it is imperative that the entire fleet works together in perfect harmony. The task is performed continually, both during the day and at night, by the person who is pulling the holder, who is also the fish processor. On the deck, there was a sense of urgency without a lack of will. In order to protect themselves from the chilly winds and salt water, the fishermen wear thick protective clothing that covers their faces. There was a mixture of sweat and seawater, yet nobody seemed to be out of it. They are aware that every single cod that they are able to pull up is the product of their combined efforts and the support of their fellow fishermen. At times, there are incidents that occur. A giant fish has unexpectedly slipped through the line, or the fishing line has been broken. It was obvious that the fisherman was feeling dissatisfied at that moment, given the circumstances. No one, however, gave up. Due to the fact that there was no opportunity for delay while they were at sea, they rapidly regained their spirits and started moving forward with their task. Those who are patient and tenacious are the only ones who can triumph over the sea, which is a constant challenge for humanity. When the vessel was completely loaded with fish, the trip made its way back to the harbor. Fish is meticulously preserved by the fishermen in specialized cold compartments, where the temperature is maintained at an ideal level to guarantee that the fish remains fresh. Continuous checks are required to be performed on the train in order to ensure that the cooling system is functioning properly. When it comes to establishing the quality of the final product, one of the most significant stages is the transportation of fish to the facility. As the ship sailed away in the sunlight of the afternoon, it carried the harvest of all the labor that had been put in. Upon docking, the frozen trucks were waiting for the fish, and they were prepared to transport it to the processing factory. The fishermen let out a sigh of relief, but they were aware that the work was not yet finished. In order to guarantee that their products meet the highest possible standards, they will continuously monitor the entire production process. As soon as the frozen trucks are loaded with cod and transported to the processing factory, a sophisticated and cutting-edge procedure gets underway. In order to guarantee that each cod is treated in an impeccable manner, the factory is a place where cutting-edge technology and manual talents come together. Fish is a component of the automated production line, which is designed to maintain the greatest possible quality and freshness during each stage of product development. To begin, the cod is put through the washing system, which is done automatically. Wash the surface of the fish with cold water at a temperature that is strictly controlled, and remove any contaminants and sand that may be present. Following that, the fish is placed in a machine that cuts it automatically. In accordance with the requirements of the market, the blades are perfectly sharp and precise, and they cut the fish into equal portions. It is necessary to have a high level of accuracy during this stage, and the machines must be precisely designed so that they do not cause any damage to the structure of the fish meat. After that, the fish meat is placed in the rapid chilling system, which helps to maintain the fish's freshness throughout the process. Technology that uses deep cooling helps to ensure that the fish does not lose any of its nutrients while also maintaining its color and flavor. During this time, the bones and other components of the fish are examined and processed independently. This is not a waste. These pieces have the potential to be formed into various items, including pets. The employees of the factory keep a close eye on each stage, making certain that everything runs well. People continue to play a vital role in quality control, despite the fact that technology accounts for the majority of workplace activities. For the purpose of ensuring that no product does not meet the standard, each batch of fish is subjected to random inspection. The high-quality fish will be packaged as soon as possible in specialized packaging that is able to shield the fish from the effects of the surrounding environment. After the products have been packaged, they are placed in cold storage, where they remain until they are ready to be shipped to supermarkets and restaurants all over the world. Not only does the processing procedure guarantee quality, but it also adheres absolutely to all of the regulations that govern food safety. This manufacturing facility is a demonstration of how human ingenuity and contemporary technology may be combined to produce items of exceptional quality. When it comes to catching and processing seafood, technology has entirely revolutionized the process. The processing procedure is made to be both more expedient and more effective than it has ever been before, thanks to the assistance of technology and automatic systems. Not only does technology save time, but it also reduces waste and protects marine resources in a safe and environmentally responsible manner. For the purpose of avoiding fishing without discrimination, GPS and radar navigation technologies provide fishermen with the ability to properly pinpoint the location of the fish. During the manufacturing process, the utilization of rapid cooling technologies and automated packing aid in maintaining the product quality, so guaranteeing that the fish is always fresh when it is delivered to the end users. These are extremely significant advancements that make it possible for the seafood business to grow without causing any damage to the environment. On the other hand, it cannot be denied that humans continue to play a significant part throughout, in every step. In order to produce the best possible goods, the most important component is the expertise of the fishermen and the careful attention to detail displayed by the manufacturing workers. One of the most important factors that enables the seafood business to expand its presence in the global market is the mix of technological advancements and human expertise. The trip from the ocean to the processing facility has come to an end, but the stories and feelings that were experienced are still present. It is not only a work, but also a tradition and a source of pride for the fishermen who engage in snowfoot fishing. Every day, they are confronted with the ocean, and they work tirelessly to deliver us high-quality items. Although technological advancements have made this profession safer and more efficient, the abilities of human beings, particularly those involving courage, remain irreplaceable.